Hi. So this is the explanation video to my song, I Really Hate Goodbyes. In that song I mentioned that I have recently moved to Nova Scotia, and I said I was going to explain why I chose to do that. So, first things first, I'm originally from Nova Scotia. It's a really beautiful place, really close to the ocean, and I live in a small town. My family home is in a small town right in and it's surrounded by trees, and it's this great little fishing village. It's really quite sweet and quaint and quirky and tiny. And when I hit about 19-ish, I decided I need to move away from home so that I can spread my wings and grow as an individual, because sometimes when people are taking care of you, even though I was still living on my own, the family was still there kind of taking care of me, and so I thought, you know, I'm just gonna like go and fly and see what happens. So I went to Toronto and I met amazing musicians, and I, took some part-time jobs, and I connected with a bunch of really cool artists, and I, saw the cool party scene. I just did the adult thing. I lived in like an apartment with like 7 other people, and a tiny kitchen, and the smallest bathroom, and a shower that you could barely bend over in. It was super cool. I love it. I was like, yeah, this is what you do in your 20s, right? But I really think what I love about being there was it really gave me focus on what I wanted to do with my music. Because I realized that I wanted to be able to do my music from anywhere. Because every summer I would come home to Nova Scotia and put on children's musicals. And the reason for that is, as I was growing up, my hometown didn't really have theater, so my mother worked from home and she was able to drive me to theater. But a lot of kids in my hometown don't get that opportunity, so I like to give back. And so every summer I come home for the summer theater camps, and I just thought, I don't want to have to travel to do my music. I want to be able to have my music enable me to travel. So the only way to do that is to build a good online presence and gain a following and a group of people who are really into my music online. And then what I can do is I can go to any place and connect with those people when I get there, which I think is really cool. And so I thought, I'm going to take this time and really, really, really focus on creating my online presence. And I thought I could focus on creating my online presence in Toronto, sure, but it is very expensive, and I realized that I would rather work less on the things that aren't bringing me joy and happiness and focus my energy on building my internet presence and getting all these songs and writing and being creative. And so living somewhere cheaper like Nova Scotia makes a lot more sense for me, because then the money I make I can put towards living, and then I don't have to work as much to survive here. And so I can focus my energy and streamline it towards my actual goals. So I feel like Nova Scotia, there's a fly. I feel like Nova Scotia is a really good choice for me at this point in my career. And then once I build that internet base, then I can take my music anywhere and my music will support me. That is the goal. Although I do truly, truly miss my Toronto folks. I think this is going to be a really cool, exciting year, and I'm really excited to grow. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey and listening to my story.